Next, I'd like to introduce to you Kathleen Mahan, who is a registered dietitian, along with being a certified diabetic educator. She has contributed to several books, including being the co-author of Krause's Food and Nutrition Therapy, 12th edition, a textbook used in major universities and colleges. As an expert nutrition counselor, she also provides targeted nutritional supplementation programs for clients based on computerized dietary analysis. She is excellent at dealing with the client who may not only want to lose weight, but also know which supplements he or she should take according to their diagnoses and which prescription as well as over-the-counter medications they may be on. Please welcome my nutritionist and friend, Kathleen Mahan. Kathleen has lost her voice today, and so her voice will be provided by Kim Langdon, who works with her. Kathleen is my nutritionist, and I've worked with her for about 3 years, and I've lost a little over 70 pounds. And, oh yeah, you can clap for that too. But when I first started going to her, she looked at everything I was taking, and not only supplements, not only food-wise, not only medication-wise, but dealt with my diagnoses, and it was the whole gamut, and it was the easiest way that I've lost weight and kept it off for a year and a half that I've ever tried. And believe me, I've tried many other things, but she can tell you more, and so I will give it to Kim since she has no voice.
Okay. Thank you. So my name is Kim Langdon. I'm also a registered dietitian, and I joined Kathy's practice a year ago. And so she asked me about a month ago, do you want to come to this talk I'm giving? You know, it'll be 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And I thought, great, this lady's been in practice for 30 years. I can't wait. I get to see her do this great presentation. So she's been working on this PowerPoint. You know, this morning I go to carpool with her, knock on her door, and she hands me this stack. And she says, I've lost my voice. Can you do this? Whispering, I've lost my voice. So I wasn't awake at the time, but that woke me up. And baby started kicking all over. So here I am. As far as questions, I was thinking I'll give you the email address for Kathy at the end, and you guys can just bombard her with questions because she is the expert. But I'll do my best going through her slides, and let me know if you need more clarification or what else, okay? So let's see. So like I said, or as she was introduced, we have a practice in Northgate called Nutrition by Design. She's got her cards out there if you guys are interested. And today we're going to talk about nutrition and managing your fibromyalgia. So Kathy just spent a whole week down in California at this Institute of Functional Medicine conference where she learned all this great stuff. And so that's the approach we're going to take. Chronic disease reflects chronic dysfunction. So the dysfunction can result from a variety of, you can see, metabolic, nutritional, toxic, environmental, and psychological influences. So we're going to talk about what those can be and what you can do to manage them. So with fibromyalgia, there's a couple of etiologies. So the one that we're going to talk about with the next couple slides in the flow chart is this long one, the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis. And like I said, we're going to go over that in detail. And then also is the impaired mitochondrial function, and that is involved in extreme fatigue, which is a major symptom. So this hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis, here it is. Okay, so the first, it's a flow chart, and so we're going to go through it. The first thing is stress. Stress from pain or sleep deprivation, what have you. It's caused by stress. And it causes the hypothalamus to secrete this corticotropin-releasing hormone. So it secretes the corticotropin. And as Dr. Brown was mentioning about the adrenal gland, and it secretes cortisol. And you can see off one end, if this one process down the diagonal, if it keeps happening, you can get adrenal exhaustion. So that's what the one off to the right is. But if you keep going down, the cortisol causes decreased stomach acid and decreased stomach enzymes, digestive enzymes, which leads to a change in your gut flora. Your gut becomes more basic and it doesn't digest as well, so you have decreased digestion and decreased absorption. And then the arrow that's missing on there is also from the decreased absorption, you also get malnutrition. You're malnourished, okay? And this continues on to the next slide. So the decreased absorption, the malnutrition leads to actually the food rotting in your gut. So you get all this food, you're not absorbing it, and it's rotting. And that's causing inflammation. Your gut gets inflamed, leads to leaky gut. Have you all heard of leaky gut? Okay. And then with the leaky gut, the protein molecules are released out and they stimulate the immune system. And that causes the allergic response and can lead to IBS. Okay? And we can email this PowerPoint if you guys email us. We can email if you guys want copies of it. So here are some of the symptoms that you guys might be experiencing, might not be. The abdominal pain, diarrhea, bloating, heartburn, restless leg syndrome, anxiety, depression. Are any of these familiar with people? Okay. So here are a couple of quotes. The next few slides are some quotes from the Institute of Functional Medicine that she was just at. You can read them. This one, just briefly, the immune response to bacterial antigen in small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, SIBO. It provides a framework for understanding the hypersensitivity in fibromyalgia and IBS. This is a long one, but it says the literature provides evidence linking that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth with the genesis of fibromyalgia. Chronic exposure to metabolic toxins is a plausible cause for the impaired cellular energy production that results in the chronic widespread muscle fatigue, which may precipitate in fibromyalgia. Okay, so that's just a nice little quote. So this is the key. Intestinal health is important. It's the organ responsible for the initiation of immune response, which is involved in fibromyalgia. So we want to talk about intestinal health. That's what we're here to do. So what we eat influences the gut, the gut flora. Prebiotics and probiotics. Have you guys heard of those? No. Did I hear? No, okay. Okay, well, so prebiotics, here's the definitions of prebiotics. I'm not going to read it all to you, but they're the foods that promote the growth of the good bacteria in your gut, okay? So non-digestible foods that beneficially affect the host. So prebiotics contain the starches inulin or fructooligosaccharides. More helpful might be the list of what foods contain prebiotics. So prebiotics, the ones that feed the good bacteria. Here are some foods. Has anybody heard of Jerusalem artichokes? Heard of them? Okay, so the picture on the right is the plant. We eat the root, and that's up there on the left. That's high in inulin, which is the kind of carbohydrate that is a prebiotic. Garlic, leeks, bananas, spinach. So there's your prebiotic foods.